Brother Man Jones. All right. Welcome, race fans, to another night of OSCA action for the Weekend Woodsmen series here on 3Wide TV for the Aeris 100 at the Brickyard. I'm Ty McIntosh, joined as always by Cameron Rich and Carlos Acosta on the controls. If you missed last week, we were at Watkins Glen. We will go over that and some more here in the next couple minutes. But I believe first we're going to go ahead and knock out our race picks for the night, which we're wrapping up the regular season tonight. So everybody's running tight until the playoffs start.
Dragging our people up here. Do we have a Tim for tonight?
No Tim. So Neil, you're up first, buddy. Who you picking here in half one at Brickyard?
Thank God I was done with what I was doing. I don't think I picked him yet, but I think today's gonna be the day. Give me Daniel Gore.
That is a good choice. I like that choice.
Oh, baby, I got it.
Did you just guess?
I didn't know if I had him or
not. So you're gonna go with a past champion. I'm also gonna go with a past champion. I am going to go with. Make sure he's in session. He is. I'm gonna go with the 90 of Johnny Eckert. Carlos, who do you have?
I'll have me OSCA's favorite dragon, Dusty, Dragon Doer.
No.
Cam?
Well, I'm trying to find someone who's here because I don't see the 67 out on track, so I can't really pick him. And Neil picked my pick, and then you picked my second pick. So
You're welcome.
I guess I am going to have to go by default with the 32 of Dustin Dewar.
Yeah,
I got
I
bad
just picked him.
Just was picked
Literally
there,
just.
Oh, you just picked him. Well, okay, I guess I'm not going with him. How about, you know what? I feel good about this one, actually. Let's go with Gilly.
Oh, that could be good.
That could be a good pick.
Burn the 8th.
His life.
I am going to pick 27.
Adam Peeler. It's a good pick. TP is also not here tonight.
No.
No TP.
No TP.
What else am I gonna wipe with?
I know.
Get a tie.
Hi, who do you got?
All right. I'm going to be real honest here. I ain't got nothing. Okay? And there's two people I got left. Out of pure hope in a Hail Mary pass like it's Tyler Huntley. Give me Patrick Hahey.
Hell yeah! Patrick
Listen,
Hahey for the win.
Listen, Tyrone, it's a sprint. We have another sprint and a feature race tonight. A lot of people may be going for gold here early on in this race because there's not much
I'm going for
laps
gold.
remaining. So who knows? Hahey isn't going to be the type of person that's going to be putting himself in danger, so he might come through with a good finish by default.
See, that's my thought process here. And, like, I had nobody left. I mean, literally, I was going to go with Adam. Adam was gone. Okay? I was going to go with Dusty. Dusty was gone. Dusty got picked twice. That's how popular Dusty was tonight. I was not looking forward to this. But you know what? I'll take Patrick any day of the week. He seems to be able to pull it out in those tough situations. And he's done it consistently. I think he can do it again.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, this is one of those weird tracks where it's not a normal oval here, Ty. This is very flat, 4 corners, almost kind of like a road course, oval hybrid. Indy just races weird with stock cars, so typically the people you think are going to do well, they might not be fast here tonight. So a lot of short trackers, a lot of guys who are good at the oval, the intermediate oval tracks. This is neither one of those, so really fits no one's skill set.
So we got to look at our points here. Just want to point out, anybody from 9th up above can win the regular season championship. Daniel Gore missed some races. Austin Beers was able to capitalize on that. He currently has a 5-point lead over Gore. Then James Miller, Dylan Thomas, AJ Plemons. So from Darren's staff up, they are eligible to win the regular season championship, which I don't know if it guarantees a bonus, but I feel like it definitely does. And then we've talked about the weird playoff format that starts next week with every week 4 drivers get eliminated. I think it's 4. I could be wrong. It's a number. 4 sounds Okay. Let me look at the team points. Team Extra Rich, narrow lead of 23 points over South Shore, then Redux in third. Binks has opened up the gap to RK, but it's still not really in contention with the Redux guys, so they're solidly sitting in fourth. We got about 4 minutes left in qualifying here, so I expect to see things shake up a little. So we get a look at the racetrack for you there. Beautiful day out in Indianapolis. Track should be pretty. See how hot it is outside. Track tip's 92 degrees, so that's pretty moderate for an iRacing session. It should still be slick. I think the interesting thing that we're going to be looking at, Cam, is with these trucks, draft doesn't really mean a whole lot with how wide open they're going to be, but when you get right behind somebody, you're going to have a huge run down the straightaway, and you're going to have a shot into the corners.
So I was hearing a little bit of mixed results from the drivers before the race. Some were saying that draft is going to be very, very important. Some were saying that clean air was going to be what you're kind of wanting to look for. So I think logically speaking, you know, with these long straightaways, I mean, you're on the straightaway for about, what, 20, 30 seconds full throttle. So I think there is going to be a lot of draft involved, but I think as with the trucks at any track of this nature, you're going to want that clean air too, just to get some front downforce. These corners being banked about, what, 5 degrees, I think, something like that. Very much designed for the Indy cars that can rip around here at 220. And these big boxy trucks don't take the corners nearly as well. So, yeah, I think you're going to definitely want that clean air, but also draft. However you can do that. However you can do that little paradox in iRacing. You want the draft without. It's kind of like having your cake without eating it too.
And I think it's going to be something to keep your eye on. Obviously, with this being the last race of the regular season, completely forgot to mention it. The playoff bubble, I don't know exactly how tight it is because we only see the top 13. Maybe that's something that we should have asked Vic about while he was here. But we'll try to keep you updated on that. Vic normally is pretty good about trying to do the math between halves. We do have a 6-minute warm-up, so I'm sure we'll get some word on who is locked out, who might be locked in, which I would assume we're going to have a number of guys locked in after the first half here. Looking at the qualifying grid right now, Daniel Gore is your current pole sitter over Darren Staff, Roberto Javier Gomera, Noah Brown, and Jake Scarborough. That's your top 5. So far, notable gentlemen who are doing good. Santi was 10th in the points coming into this race. He is right now in the 6th position. He's doing pretty good. Aaron Evans, not too shabby, in 8th. Cam, anybody specific you're going to be looking at tonight?
Well, right now I'm looking at those two in 2nd and 3rd, not necessarily for championship contention here. I think Darren is on the bubble, but I think he's kind of far back too. And Gilly has missed some races, so he's definitely not in it. But maybe for a first win situation here, going into the playoffs. I mean, everybody's kind of, everybody who's in that playoff bubble is kind of really focused on that. Darren and Gilly, two drivers that have been running well all season. We've seen them up front here and there and actually in contention for wins. Neither of them have an OSCA win yet. So how cool would it be to get the first here in Indianapolis? I think, and they're currently P2 and P3 right now, and I don't see anyone who's really on the verge of beating their time. I think that track has actually slowed down here a little bit, just judging by the times people are setting right now. So I think they're going to be safe for at least top 5. But yeah, I'm looking at those two. Maybe they can get their first win here. I mean, Gilly, I had to pick him in the driver's pick, so definitely hoping he does well. But I think we talked to him a few weeks ago. He got what was it, 2nd or 3rd or something somewhere, and he was kind of on that fence about getting a win in the season. But I think I mean, now it's as good of a shot as ever.
Absolutely, I think he was 2nd by about 100th is what the gap was to David Westergreen. So definitely somebody that has been so close to getting an OSCA win, and somebody who joined OSCA in 2022B. So I think he's due for one. Gilly's somebody that always does well and runs well, always has a good attitude and a positive outlook on everything. So can't wait to hopefully see him in victory lane before the season ends. Qualifying just wrapped up though, and as we were talking about, everybody that was in the top 6, they remain the same. So Daniel Gore is going to start on pole here for the Aeris 100 from the Brickyard in Indianapolis. To his outside is going to be Darren Staff in the number 45 OCS, ACS Chevy Silverado.
Sounds about right.
Gilly going to be starting third in the 99 Goodies, Miss Goodies machine. Noah Brown to his outside in P4. Fifth going to be Jake Scarborough in the Lincoln Park Toyota. To his outside, Santee in the, I don't even know what that sponsor is. We've seen it so many times. Toyota. Adam Peeler 7th in the number 27 99 Smiles Chevy Silverado with Dave Carpenter at his outside in the Cheaties number 71. And rounding out your top 10, Aaron Evans in the Evans Aquatics Chevy Silverado, and Austin Beers to his outside in the 19 machine.
Got a lot of alcoholic drinks out here tonight.
Rolling off 11th is going to be Dusty Dewar in the number 32 JD's Hilltop Chevy. Next to him, Matt Hackthorne in the Heelmobile this week. Couple drivers you'll see in those. Zach Evans in the not Heelmobile starts 13th. Neil Rutt in his modified, I believe that his new paint scheme. He's going to be rolling off 14th. Johnny Eckert making a one-off start tonight. He's going to be rolling off 15th. Look for that truck to be fast. And 16th, Ray Bracey, one of the winners last week at Watkins Glen. P17 is Dallas Myhand and David Westergreen, one of your Talladega half winners. He's going to be rolling off in 18th. Dylan Thomas in a new purple and lime green machine rolls off 19th. And P20 is James Miller in that number 09 Timbits machine. I'll finish it up here. Thomas Capuano is 21st. Patrick Hay 22nd. 23rd, Kynan Jones. And Nate Hall rolls off in 24th. Ty. So we got a really short one here. Only 14 laps. Next one is actually 26, so almost double the distance. So nice little sprint feature race here tonight. I don't think fuel is going to be in play at all. I don't even really think tires are going to be in play. I think it's just going to be a sprint to the end. So somebody was bouncing there. I think that was Noah Brown in P4, but I think he was just weaving his truck. I thought his truck was actually kind of popcorning on the racetrack a little bit. But yeah, I mean, no tires or fuel to really worry about here. It's going to be push for 14 laps.
Absolutely, and second half is going to be kind of insane. I'm looking forward to that. I think pit strategy is going to be weird. Something that we haven't really got to do all season. So thanks to some of the sponsors that are powering OSCA. Binks Designs is your sponsor of the windshield, and the spoiler there. Obviously, Weekend Woodsmen is our title sponsor. Me Fine. Zach Evans does $1 to every 0x after every race. Darren Staff Designs as well as Darren Staff Paints. And obviously, us here through ITV, we get you the races. So as we roll here into the restart zone, we want to thank everybody that powers OSCA. Daniel Gore is your pole sitter. He's going to get us going here tonight from Indy. Green flag is out. Going to get a pretty good launch over Darren's staff, but they're still going to be side by side. No Brown's actually going to give Darren a little bit of a shove. We're going to see how the arrow's going to play effect. Obviously, these trucks getting up to speed here. Darren's actually just going to tuck in behind Daniel. I think that's a smart choice. He's getting a little free there. Gilly, no! He saves it. I think. Did I just jinx him? Oh, I got him. No. Well.
Did he actually hit the wall there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That truck is destroyed.
Oh man. Oh wait, who?
Well, that would be me. We are now seeing the live end of my championship with this one tonight.
Well, Vic set points reset after this race.
Is it point
Oh, you know what? I may have misheard him.
I think it's picks.
It's
reset.
picks, yeah, but I'm not getting.
I was gonna say points reset. I didn't hear about that, but as the leader, I'm a little worried. Get a replay of it here. It looked like he just really loose. I thought he saved it right here, and then it kicked back, and obviously nothing he can do. It's kind of out of his control at that point.
Yeah, that was just a weird one. He kind of had it saved, and then he just twitched back to the left and kind of ensured that he was going to destroy the car there. So
I think he was maybe scared of coming back into the field, and I think I know why.
Here, yeah. Just a little more discretion with the wheel work there. I think he would have been fine. Just kind of pulled it back over into the wall there. But I mean, I guess if in a quick decision, if you're thinking you're going to maybe either go back into traffic or go to the left, that's really usually the better decision to go to the left. So can't fault him too much for that one. It's just, a little disappointing on my part though, because Lord. How have my picks gone this bad the last 2 weeks?
Hey man, well, I don't even know. I was gonna try to say something and boost your morale. I don't know if I can.
Nah, we're cooked. We're cooked.
I
As the
personally
kids
think
say.
if maybe a certain car track combo he raced yesterday, maybe kind of caused him to kind of be a little more cautious when it comes to correcting the vehicle.
You know, maybe.
Also, quick note, our Discord says half 2 is 36 laps, but the sim says 24 laps.
Fun fact: the sim says 26 laps.
Oh, excuse me. I misread that. Yeah, 26 laps.
It does say 24 next to it though, so I completely understand that. I am a goof when it comes to numbers sometimes. There's a lot of numbers on my screen. I read the wrong ones.
That's a full field invert though. 24.
See everybody's.
That is a full field invert. Wow.
Oh wow! Actually, that's.
I think that's our first of the season. Yeah.
I don't think that was
I think so.
intentional.
Also, biggest mover so far. It's a little early. We got a couple of them. James Miller started 20th. He's up to 16th. Patrick Hahey started 22nd. He's up to 18th. Bojo, last week's first time OSCA winner in the feature. Started 16th, or in the sprint, sorry. Started 16th, he's up to 12th. So, although that wreck did happen, the fact that some people passed 4 cars in one corner, then again, they probably didn't. People probably pitted. I don't know what I'm on about, man. I just work here.
Only two people went down Pier Road. Javier and Thomas Capuano.
Okay. So then, yeah, they passed 4 cars. That's easy. Math is easy.
We're really going to essentially be redoing the start here. If you don't really get past turn 2 at Indy, it's not really a start. I think that's kind of the rule.
It's fake news.
Yeah, it's kind of a. Well, anyway, yeah, let's do this for real this time. Let's get some green flag racing.
Okay,
There we
for
go.
realsies.
Daniel Gore's going to lead us to the restart zone. He is completely in control now. He's going to take off a very good jump over Darren Staff. Noah Brown's going to follow. I would imagine that he's going to be side by side with Darren by the time we get to turn 1, though, unless Darren's going to back out. A little bit further back, Jake Scarborough is going to be looking underneath Santiago, but they're not going to have anything happen with that. And Appeal Smith tuck in, so we are now in a straight line for the first 7. First battle is going to be for the A spot. Dustin Dewar and Dave Carpenter. Austin Beer is going to look to try to poke his nose in that fight. Now Matt Hackathorn's going to fight his way up there to his teammate. Everybody was shuffling there out of 2. I thought for sure we might have been wrecking, but everybody's all right.
Yep, we're single. We are single for the first day here. We are almost 3 wide into turn number 3 there. That's the battle for the 7th, 8th on back there. Dave Carpenter, Austin Beers in that battle. Looks like, I believe, the 32 of Dustin Dewar was in there as well. But there's James Miller. He's on the move. So you're going to see these trucks kind of single file out a little bit up at the front because that is the fastest way around the track. Not a lot of banking to keep you pinned side by side with another truck there, but 2 Redux trucks, Gore and Brown up at the front now, the 2 black 69 and 65 trucks. They are in a familiar spot in the season. Ooh, Daniel Gore and actually I think Brown very close to the wall there off of turn number 2, maybe some sliding. Battle for second there, actually Darren Staff looking to take it from Brown, and he's not looking to, he actually does pretty easily there. I thought I saw those trucks get tight, and I think Staff was able to use that to his advantage and get around that number 65 for P2. But that
No.
Trouble. 41 in my hand. He's around in turn number 3. It looks like no caution.
He did not need that. He was on the bubble.
Oh, no.
Yep.
That's somebody with, unless he has a really good second half and some of these other guys struggle, or we get a yellow for Dallas, that's going to be very unfortunate for his playoff hopes. As still 9 laps to go, though. A lot can happen. Meanwhile, back up front, Daniel Gore has opened a 7/10 of a second lead. Somebody that I do want to talk about who passed 2 cars on that last lap and has 3 more in front of him, Johnny Eckert. Somebody who is a part-timer this season. Was able to get around Matt Hackathorn and Dave Carpenter. Going down the back straight away, he sees Adam Peeler. I believe that is Dustin Dewar and Austin Beers in front of him. So even more opportunity for him to get some more guys. So they're actually going to struggle here, and that's going to open the door up for Johnny. So Johnny Eckert on the move. He started 15th. He's up to the 10th position.
Yep, and no surprise there. Johnny Eckert's I think the only thing that we could see in this race that would be more quintessentially Johnny Eckert would be if it was a fuel mileage race and he somehow got 5 more laps out of it than literally anyone else in the field. And I think that's the only way it would be more quintessential John Eckert. But very good at making moves, just making smooth moves through the pack, not really doing anything too egregious or outrageous. He just somehow manages to pass the trucks. And that's his kind of MO. He's actually at the back of Adam Peeler right now looking for that 9th position. Good run down the backstretch. I think he's actually going to try to maybe get it here into turn 3. Yes, he's going to look, and I think Adam Peeler actually decides to drive it in there, but a little bit too much. I think that's going to open the door for Johnny Eckert. Yes, it does, and moves him up to the 9th position. A little further on back here, that's Bojo in the 7th machine. He is running in 15th, so behind him he's got Zach Evans, Neil Rutt, a couple other trucks there fighting for those positions. And I think most of the front top 12, 13, 14 or so have actually strung out single file, so that's the first battle on the track right there between Rutt and Thomas Capuano, the short trackers, battling there for P17 on track. So,
Redux Racing, so far, I mean, we're obviously just now getting to the halfway point of this this little sprint that we have. They're currently holding 4 of the top 5 spots, and that is their whole entire team, minus Darren Staff, obviously. So a fantastic start for them. Daniel Gore leading, Noah Brown 3rd, Santiago 4th, Jake Scarborough 5th. So fantastic run there. And how about Aaron Evans, man? We talked about, he had a little bit of a struggle at Watkins Glen, but he's sitting 6th right now. So. Oh, no. Oh, we're good. We're good. Everybody's all right.
Peeler. Yeah,
No, we're not
Peeler,
all right.
sideways on the pit entry. He ducked into pit road. I'm not sure what happened to him, but he ended up kind of wrecked on pit entry. I don't think there's any damage. He just kind of wrecked there. He hit the wall, okay, and then he went across the nose of the 19 of Beers, was it? Or was that the 09 of Miller?
I think that was...
Oh, that's actually Hackathorn. Neither of those. Ooh, wow. How did Hackathorn avoid getting...
That's a jump
How did
scare.
Hackathorn avoid front end damage there? That was wild.
That is a jump scare. I will tell you what. That was terrifying for his part. Adam Peeler obviously just going to sit there and, I guess, try to fix the damage and get back out there. With Indy being so big, he's only losing a lap right now. So if he does get the yellow in the next 4 laps or 5 laps, it might play out well for him. I'm not going to lie to you, though. The broadcast points side of me is a little happy.
I wouldn't know what that phrase means, but
Sorry, Adam.
the broadcaster in me wants to say hi to the chatters, Dave Huckleberry and Trademark Cast. Thank you for joining us while my broadcast points crumble into oblivion. And I finished last. He's leading. Been there most of all season, and he's extended that lead to about a second now over Darren Staff. We're only going to have 4 laps to go here at the line. So very, very quick one here. We are quickly getting down to the end of this one. And there's a little battle on track. That's Matt Hackathorn next to, I believe, that was the 9 of David Westergreen. Yes, it is. So that is a little bit further on back, about P15. We're thinking of a 3 wide in the middle of turns 1 and 2 right there. So definitely only 4 laps to go, but these trucks here are not going to give up a single position, trying to get everything they can and make the invert a little bit better, because this, as we said, this is a full field invert. No matter where you finish, you are going to invert in that position. So currently, Gilberto actually believes it's locked up the pole position on account of his DNF. So we'll have to see how that plays for him in half number 2.
Part of me has to wonder for Gilly especially, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because Gilly, when he has good qualifying efforts, something goes wrong for him on the starts. And he was 3rd there, and something went obviously very wrong. So, Gilly, if you can hear me, buddy, light with the gas pedal. Take it easy. Carry it into 1. Nothing crazy. As we see Zach Evans to the inside of Matt Hackathorn. They've been side by side for a minute now. Just in front of them, Neil Rutt looking to make a pass for Bojo. Just way in front of them, I believe we have Johnny Eckert and Dustin Dewar. They're fighting for the 8th spot. That's actually, fun fact, Johnny Eckert and James Miller. It's Daniel Gore with about a 1-second lead over Darren Staff. Noah Brown 3rd, Santiago 4th, Jake 5th. Aaron Evans still holding the 6th spot. James Miller and Johnny Eckert, they were tight going through turn 3 right there.
Oh!
Oh!
That's going to be a caution.
I would
No.
imagine.
There it is.
Yep. Wow. Okay. Well, 3 laps to go, and that just happened. So let's see what happened here in the replay. Blocking there into turn number 1 between those 2 trucks. Already under yellow here.
So we had some contact. We talked about the 6 and the 04. They were racing pretty hard. And in turn 3 there, it looked like they were racing pretty hard. Zach might have just got a little bit tight. We'll have to get a look at the 3Y TV replay cam here. Might have been like the slightest bit of net code, maybe not, I don't know. There was a little bit of gap there when we looked at it, and then once they got closer, we had a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, we roll it back up here. So the 6 of Zach Evans is on the bottom here. He's racing with the 04 of Hackathorn, and then behind them,
Should be a good look here.
13
Yeah,
of
no,
Dylan Thomas.
he's leaning on him just a little.
Yeah.
And Tom kind of just didn't lift. Which, I mean, I think from Tom's standpoint, he thought maybe he could get underneath that. That was a very, 50-50 shot. He gets through there. He doesn't. But nonetheless, we got a lot of guys coming to pit road here.
Yeah, I hate to say this, but if there were 2 guys who were going to be at a higher risk for running into each other in a race, I think it was going to be those 2. So,
Yeah.
not really surprised that kind of happened there. I'm not saying it was intentional. I'm just saying that I don't think there was any regard for the outcome of either driver on either driver's part.
Oh, I can confirm that there's not as much beef in one direction as there is in the other. From a standpoint of having a conversation with Zach and whatnot. So, I'm going to chalk it up as hard racing. I don't think that there was any intent. I think that was just 2 guys going hard, and they just messed up. And I don't staff. Aaron Evans, yeah, everybody else will pit. I believe Austin Beers took 2 tires, I would assume, because he was a little bit further back. He's now going to shoot up just behind Darren's staff. So keep that in mind as well. I believe we are going to get the 1 to green this time by. Pace truck currently in turn 4.
This is going to be one very interesting restart with these different tire strategies. Daniel Gore, the first car out on new tires. He's going to be starting, it looks like 5th on track. Well, actually, that's scoring probably needs to update here, but I'm showing Aaron's going to be in front of him, Darren's in front of him, Austin Beers. Did he take 2?
I think he did.
That would make sense, yeah.
He was about 13th or 14th at the time, maybe a little bit higher, further up than that. I think maybe 7th or 8th. So he did move forward. He took 2. I believe, just looking at where everybody else is, Aaron Evans, I would have to assume, also took 2 tires. Same for Darren Staff, because he's now in front of Daniel Gore unless he stayed out. But then again, if he stayed out, he'd be the leader. So lots of different things that can happen here. And I think this may be one last desperate hoorah for some of these guys that are trying to make the playoffs, right? I mean, we look at Neil Rutt. Neil Rutt, somebody that missed a race, missed Watkins Glen last week. He was out at a trip down here in North Carolina. So, very valid reason. I'm not glad he missed the race, but, I'm glad that I got to spend time with him. So he's trying to make some points up. Dustin Dewar not had the greatest luck this season. I think, just going to remind myself of how the point standings are shaping up right here. He is not in right now, so he's probably trying to take a shot and get in there. Let's see who else is up here that may be cooking. Aaron Evans, I believe, is locked out. Yeah, no. I mean, Johnny Eckert, what has he got to lose here, right?
Absolutely, and I think, this could go either way. I'm just kind of thinking about how restarts I've been in on old tires and fresh tires have gone. And with the trucks, I mean, you just have so slow of acceleration through 1 and 2 that the tires aren't really even going to be coming into play till 3 and 4. So we'll call that 2 laps to go. Daniel Gore, he's back in P9 on 4. He's the first car on 4 fresh tires, so that's just a lot of ground to make up in 2 laps. It's gonna be a chaotic restart here, I think. Pace truck off. I think well, turns 1 and 2 are gonna be a little bit crazy here. Just watch out for that.
We are going to get restarted. Dustin Dewar's going to get a good jump. Johnny Eckert's going to struggle just a little bit. Neil Rutt's going to give him a push. They're going to be single file. Nope, never mind. I lied. Darren Staff's going to get under Neil Rutt. Neil's going to blink a little bit. So battle is on for second. James Miller and Johnny Eckert. Dustin Dewar is going to lead him into turn 2. Neil Rutt third. Darren Staff fourth. Fifth is going to be Austin Beers on those 2 tires. As he gets around Patrick Hahey, he's currently the fastest or the highest car on Freshies. Aaron Evans is going to struggle a little bit. That's going to stop Daniel Gore. Noah Brown's going to get around Daniel Gore. Here comes Thomas Capuano. We got a caution.
Oh, caution.
Oh my gosh!
Flipping.
Dylan Thomas flipping down the back straightaway. Kynan Jones. If there was 2 trucks that I would expect, those would be them.
My goodness.
Golly.
Let's see what happened here.
Oh, it was unrelated. Oh no, Dylan Thomas. Oh no, get him out of back. Get him out of back.
What? How did he get down there?
Roll one. Roll one. Roll it. Roll it now. That's bad. Dylan Thomas hit the outside wall, ping pong to the inside wall, hit the indent, and just went flying back at Kynan Jones in the air. And Vic still gave him an EOL despite the fact that that might not be the end of the line. That might be the end of his life. Jesus. Dylan Thomas.
That cut is comedic. Just nothing and then him flipping. I love it.
Dylan Thomas, use up the mic. I'm on my way to Halifax and he give me an EOL.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. I'm trying to figure out what's going on that's causing my primary PC to not want to run iRacing.
You are all good, buddy.
We might want to tell Dylan that Halifax is near Daytona Beach, and that'd be a bit of a drive or flight or whatever for him in that condition.
So obviously, we didn't need a damage update on him. Damage update on Kynan Jones. Terminal. Kynan is wheeling that thing. He's trying to get it to pit road. He's not really able to do so. He's currently in turn 1 right now, headed down the back, or turn 2, headed down the back straightaway. The right front is completely off the ground of the 73 machine. Right front fender gone. Hood bouncing in the air. It is half 1 over for Kynan Jones.
So a quick update for some of the drivers on that restart. Daniel Gore, your first driver on 4 Freshies. He actually started in P9, lost 2 spots through those festivities on the restart, and he's currently P11. So Austin Beers started in P... was he behind? I think he was a spot behind... Or no, he's 1 spot ahead of Daniel, and he's up to P6 now. So I think he's your biggest mover on the restart. He's your first driver with tires on this upcoming one.
Looking at guys who are out of the race, obviously. Heavy hitters, in points-wise, being Kynan Jones. Dylan Thomas, who was fighting for the regular season championship, he's obviously done. He will maybe make it back for half 2 if Halifax is quick enough.
It's looking like a pretty good play for those drivers that stayed out here, like Dustin Dewar, Miller, Eckert, and a couple others. Just with these cautions here at the end, and they're kind of saving their tires. I think if that caution didn't come out with Dylan, they would be even better because some of the other drivers are actually pitting here again. That's interesting.
Oh, we have a little bit of an angry Daniel Gore on the radio. He and Aaron Evans having a little bit of a scuffle on pit road. I believe the quote to Aaron was, "You have multiple box for a reason." And everybody's happy tonight. Everybody's happy.
I'm not happy.
Playoff racing in OSCA.
And
Pre-playoff racing.
This is just the calm before the storm. Next week, everything resets. We got guys going home. We got guys.
What's the official term for the championship of this season? Because I know it's been chase offs, it's been playoffs.
It's been chase offs. It's been chase offs since we brought that up.
Okay.
Still chase offs?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Just so I can properly call it. All right. Santi trying to let us know God's work. Santi, we appreciate it, buddy. If we could somehow tell Santi that we appreciate it, we would. But Santi looking out for us. He's got the broadcast pulled up. He's watching it somehow. Fun fact: Santi is actually a good kid, a good hoot. Hanging out with him and everybody this weekend was a blast. So, Santi, if you're watching, buddy, it was nice to meet you. Hopefully we can all get together sometime. Hopefully have more OSCA folks. That'd be fun. Everybody that's in the Carolinas. I know we missed Danny G. He was out in Ohio, I believe. Same with Noah Brown. They were rocking it out at a concert. A little jealous. They got to see Metallica. Can you guys believe that? They got to see freaking Metallica. Had to pause for a second and use a PG word.
Metallica in the year of our Lord 2025.
Oh, fun fact, Carlos, you actually are on replay.
Oh. There we go. Sorry, I got all kinds of troubles here.
No, you're all good.
How we like our OSCA broadcast to go.
Taking a look at the field, Dustin Dewar, James Miller, old tires on those two trucks. Johnny Eckert, Neil Rutt, old tires on those two. Darren Staff, Austin Beers, they're freshies on the third row. Patrick Hahey, date out. Thomas Capuano, he's on freshies of some sort. I believe same for Ray Bracey, same for David Westergreen, Dave Carpenter, Jake Scarborough. Number of guys pitted again after that yellow came out. So they're on even fresher tires than those guys out front. But I would have to imagine the likes of Daniel Gore, Santi, Noah, I don't think that they're really going to have a shot to get to these guys with even more cars between them now, despite the fresher tires. As you mentioned, Cam, I think you get through 1 and 2, then it really becomes a race as far as getting everybody up to speed and then tires taking effect as we get into 3.
Yep, and we're not really getting enough running here for that to be in play here. That pace truck did a nice little drift into the pit lane here, but we're going to get our hopefully final restart going underway. Good restart for the 32 of Dustin Dewar. He's going to gap the outside lane by about a car length and a half. To the inside lane goes James Miller, trying to cut off that number 90 of Johnny Eckert, going for his first win on the season as a part-time driver. Let's go ahead and pan our camera out to the lead. There we go, going on. Yep, and yep, there's that good gap for the 32 of, looks like a bunch of trucks in the wall. I think about 4 or 5 were in the wall there. I think even the leader, Dustin Dewar, hit it. So here comes the 90 of Johnny Eckert on the back straight. He's going to go ahead and get around the 09 of Miller into turn number 3 there. Ooh, Miller under him. That's Austin Beers, his teammate, stuffed his nose down in there. I think Austin Beers might be in the catbird seat right here, Ty.
Yeah, Darren Staff, he might have something to say about it. He's a little bit further back. Beers and Eckert are going to make contact. White flag in the air this time for Dustin Dewar. He's looking to hold on for a win. He's got to do it against Austin Beers. Big block all the way to the wall. Austin Beers is going to put it on the wall. James Miller's going to move. They're going to make contact. Dustin Dewar.
Dustin did not give the 19 any room for that move, and that is the result.
That was my pick.
He was kind of, he was there. You just can't, you got to give him room or you're going to get stuffed in the wall.
Darren Staff is in the catbird seat for his first OSCA win. They're going to be 3 wide down the back straightaway. Johnny Eckert, James Miller on old tires. Darren Staff to the bottom of the racetrack. They're going to be 3 wide as we head into turn 3. Darren Staff is going to be on the preferred line. He should be able to blow these guys' doors off. He's going to back it off. Very veteran move. They're going to wash up. Darren Staff to the lead out of turn 3, headed to turn 4.
Wow, shades of when Jimmy Johnson went 3 wide into turn 3 of Indy. He blew up. Darren Staff, though, did not. Kept the engine under that thing. We're white flag here. Nothing in between him and the checkered flag. There he's celebrating on the webcam. And across the line, Darren Staff wiggling a little bit early there. I didn't get it. I was hoping that he wasn't going to spin it around, but a first win for Darren Staff, and oh my goodness, Ty, what a way to get it. He went 3 wide on the backstretch, made that move like a pro. and led one lap in the race, but it was the only one that mattered here. So good job for him.
I mean,
You see, I'm
talked
having
about how
a
close-
bunch of issues. I had to mute myself. I'm as a team owner, I'm so excited. I'm so happy for this kid.
I mean, we talked to Darren about how close he was a couple times this season, and I mean, to pick up momentum going to the playoffs too. Obviously, I mean, you look at guys that struggled. Daniel Gore finished 16th. Austin Beers obviously still finished 4th. So I would assume that he probably is very close to locking up that regular season championship at the end of half one here. But Darren Staff, absolute, just way to bust the door open there and carry some momentum into the playoffs. We still have another half to go, but that was absolutely insane. Unfortunate there what happened with Dusty. I mean, threw a pretty aggressive block and then proceeded to not really give Beers enough room to be there, and Beers was there. I don't really know how that was going to play out. I mean, we saw how it did play out, unfortunately, in that situation, but you know, I mean, we got some time here. I know Vic's going to want to do picks.
Let's do picks first, so we can get that done with.
Yeah, we'll get the picks, and then I mean, we had a first time winner last week after the sprint. We brought him up, and speaking of him, he finished P3. So how about Bojo there? Another good run for him. Hopefully, Vic also might be busy doing some point work. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. We can probably run through your half one results, and I'll Carlos have some issues. Darren Staff is going to win. James Miller 2nd, Ray Bracey 3rd, Austin Beers 4th, Noah Brown 5th, Thomas Capuano 6th, Johnny Eckert 7th, David Westergreen 8th, Neil Rutt 9th, and Jake Scarborough rounds out the top 10.
From 11th on back, we got in 12th.
Carlos, is that just me?
18th.
No,
Justin Bieber,
yeah,
19th.
Cam's having issues. I thought it was me.
Oh,
Cam,
No,
you're back?
Cam, yeah, we
yeah.
we heard like nothing.
Yeah.
oh, well, it's just a comedy of issues here tonight. Who did I leave up on there?
Okay, so here's what happened. You started talking and immediately cut out.
Yeah, we heard nothing.
Okay, yeah, well, it's pretty far for the course. We will go ahead. I think we got our picks in here tonight, so.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get our picks, and then we'll make sure to run down everybody else. It's a lot of issues tonight. We're struggling up here.
I think I figured out the cause of my issues. We're going to see
Okay.
if that's okay.
All right, and I believe
Cam,
we
you're
are
up
ready. There we go.
It should be me first, yeah?
Yes, Cam.
All right. Well, the picks are getting reset after tonight, I believe. That's what I was told. So hopefully that's still the case. I'm gonna pick Daniel Gore.
Would have been a good pick for O'Neill, but
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would've been.
some shenanigans did occur. Carlos, you're up.
Give me Jake Scarborough.
You know, I like that pick. Ty.
Give me Adam Peeler.
Neil.
Hold on, I'm getting there. Hold on, I gotta look. Where are we at here? Where are we at?
Unprepared, this guy.
I am very unprepared. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna take. Give me Zach Evans.
Okay.
I was trying to find the spreadsheet.
I'm going to take number 90.
Johnny Eckert. So, despite him getting shuffled around, Johnny did finish fairly well in half one. But for half two, I'm going to go with the worst driver in our race, and I'm going to go with Matt Hackathorn.
Out.
Is that everybody?
I think
Did
Cam's
we?
having that issue again.
What? No?
No?
Cam,
Okay.
Cam just wants to talk.
I'm here.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Well, we'll go ahead. Cam, if you want to give it another shot, we'll run through the last. We got like 40 seconds.
We'll save the interview for after the half.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that at the end.
I do have this working again.
Let's
I think
go.
So hey, so you know that really cool like fancy animation that I have for like the starting lineups? I'm gonna have to retire that. I think that's what's causing my issues.
10-4. 10-4. Well, you know, they can just trust our beautiful voices here through ITV, and they'll understand.
So we went through the top 10 drivers, and then 11th and back we didn't get to here.
We did not.
Oh.
So
Yeah, so go for it.
Yeah, we can. I'll go ahead and get him real quick because I was talking before and apparently my mic did something. Aguirre 11th, Evans 12th, Myhan 13th, Carpenter 14th, Adam Peeler 15th, Gore 16th, Patrick Hayes 17th, Nahal 18th, Dustin Dewar 19th, Zach Evans 20th, Hackathorn 21st, Kynan Jones 22nd, Dylan Thomas 23rd, Gilberto Javier Gomera 24th.
all right, and with that, Gilberto is going to start on the poll here for the feature. So we will go ahead and knock out your top 10 starters. Gilberto Javier Gomera will be on the poll in the number 99 Miss Goodies Goodies Machine. Dylan Thomas second. Third, Kynan Jones. Fourth, Matt Hackathorn. Fifth, Zach Evans. Sixth, Dustin Dewar. Nate Hall seventh. That's going to be something. Patrick Hayes eighth. Daniel Gore ninth. And Adam Peeler will start 10th.
11th is going to be Dave Carpenter next to Dallas Myhan in P number 12. Aaron Evans is going to roll off 13th next to Santiago Aguirre in the number 88 and 14th. Jake Scarborough in the Lincoln Park Machine rolls off in 15th. Neil Rutt rolls off in 16th. David Westergreen in 17th, and Johnny Eckert next to him in the number 90 in 18th. Thomas Capuano and Noah Brown in row number 10, 19th, and 20th. Austin Beers in 21st. Ray Bracey in 22nd. James Miller 23rd. And your half one winner, Darren Staff, in 24th. So, long way to go for him, Darren Staff.
Two guys that had incidents. Dylan Thomas literally died, and Gilberto Javier Gomera was wrecked on lap one. So two guys hoping for a better feature than they had in the sprint. They're going to roll off 1 and 2 as we get a look at Darren Staff there. Our half one winner, and congrats again to Darren. We'll talk to him at the end of the night, and looking forward to that already.
What's funny is that when I hopped into the Discord server, he initially, the first thing he said was, "I have bad news, Carlos. Where I'm at right now, I have no places for me to put additional Mountain Dew cans." I'm like, Darren, that's fine, man. It's not like you're gonna win the race or anything.
Has he ever considered drinking water?
Yeah.
There's water in Mountain Dew.
Okay. There's also water and
water,
alcohol,
though.
but like that's still alcohol, Carlos.
Is there water and alcohol? I thought there's alcohol and alcohol.
Yeah.
It's a liquid, son.
I know it's a liquid.
That's water. If it's a liquid, it's whatever.
You can melt metal, and it won't have water, right? Or am I just stupid? I think I'm stupid.
Well, with most alcohols, the water's going to be coming from your flavoring. So like a Mike's Hard, it's got alcohol plus like the lemonade flavors and stuff in it. So that's really your water, but that's not a whole lot. Kind of why it dehydrates you. Yeah.
Man, this is not an argument that I was expecting to happen. It's not an argument. It's more of like a conversation that I was just like, damn, okay, this is weird. I can't climb on Darren drinking Mountain Dew. I'm grabbing one from my fridge as we speak. Baja Blast, if you were wondering, people at home. So we get ready to roll here. Pace truck is going to be hitting pit lane in about 3, 2. My clock was a little off now. Gilberto Javier Gomera is going to get ready to get us to the restart zone. Hopefully a little less trouble than he had in the sprint. He's going to take off just fine. Dylan Thomas is outside. Hopefully he doesn't flip this time. Let's put him on the flip watch. For going to see Gilly get him into turn 1. Everybody's pretty cordial. And then I look at the back and I see the cluster. Gilly did not get a great turn 1. He got a little loose. Dylan Thomas to the lead.
That Nate Hall who's sideways. Yeah, I think he kept it straight though. Well, a better start there for Gilberto. He was able to keep it straight through 1 and 2, but lost the lead, it looks like, to the... Oh, no. As I say that, he actually did not lose the lead. No, he did lose the lead. Okay. My scoring was messing up there. He is actually in P3 now, so he's lost the lead to both Hackthorn and the 13 of Dylan Thomas. But much better start for really all 3 of those, mostly the 99. He's not spinning into the wall now.
Somebody who had a little bit of struggle also with Nate Hall, Daniel Gore, was behind him. He started in the 9th position. He's down to 16th now, checking up for him. So something to keep your eye on there for somebody who's looking for the regular season championship. Dylan Thomas over Matt Hackathorn. That is 1 and 2. Gilly still P3. Kynan in the wall out as Dustin Dewar's going to get around him for the 4th spot. Here comes Zach Evans as well, going for the 5th spot. Oh, Dusty with a... He didn't learn. He didn't learn. Out with another block. Got to be careful there, driver. They're going to be 3 wide. Kynan, never mind. Thinks better of it.
They're still trying, though. They keep it 2 through 3 and 4 there. Yeah, I think old Dusty has to redimension, get the tape measure out, and figure out where those corners of the truck is. He sure didn't know where they were last race.
Oh, boy. This is the cluster.
Yeah, they're...
Patrick Hayes
You gotta remember...
green. Dusty with another block.
This front stretch of Indy is not very wide. I mean, you can fit about 3 of 4.5 trucks there, and that's about it. Much more narrow than most of the tracks we go to.
I would love to hear the in-car audio for Zach Evans right now. Seeing that happen around him, as Adam Peeler, he's going to just take a breather, let it happen. See, I just want to point out some new colors on the Neil Rupp machine. Is we're right on board with Zach Evans here. Neil got a new sponsor. Somebody, well, not a new sponsor, but somebody that's been on his modified before in real life. He's got some new colors this season. Switched from the blue to the red. See the allied colors there on the hood. So shout out to Neil for that. Happy for him, and can't wait to see how his season goes.
Yep, and a driver on the move, who we're actually on board with now, Santiago Aguirre. We saw him make that move on the 66. He's now making the move on Adam Peeler into turn number 1 here. He started 14th, now up to make that 9th for the 88. So showing some good speed here in this half number 2, that number 88 of Aguirre.
We talked to him before Watkins Glen. We talked about how before these playoffs, I mean, he was 13th. I was on the bubble, and he needed to maybe pick it up a little bit. He had talked about how, oh, we got a wreck behind him.
65. Oh, Neil is around. That's a big one. Nobody
caution,
around.
caution.
And watch out. Yep.
That is going to be the end of Neil Rudd's night.
A lot of damage. You know it's bad when there's smoke coming out. I think something with the 65 of Noah Brown. Sure.
That's going to be a EOL to the 65. Pretty cut and dry there.
Oh, excuse me. I see what went wrong. Here we go. I apologize for that, guys. I had to make so many last-second changes to make everything work with the second feed, but here we go. This will happen to 66.
Listening to Zach Evans' radio replay during the caution. He had something to say about, I think, the checkup when the caution came out. Trying to hear it more clearly, but I think he wasn't a fan of how they slowed up there for the caution, but I don't think there was any more damage. So big hit there for the 66. Still no call on race control just yet. I'm not sure if they're going to call that on the 66 or 65, because they just were really close, but I have to imagine if there is any call, it will be on the 65, considering he was the one on the bottom.
I didn't really see anything egregious. Maybe the car ahead of him slowed down more than expected, but a couple people down Pier Road.
See Johnny Eckert, some of the Team R trucks. See who exactly we got here.
Yeah, 65
Austin Pierce,
EOL.
Daniel Gore, Thomas Capuano, David Westergreen.
So, Ty, did you get a number of like anybody talk to anyone and know what the fuel number is for tonight?
I was passed on 16-ish, so can't quite make it from here. I mean, if you're looking at guys that maybe fuel-saving geniuses, Johnny Eckert, one of them. You mentioned earlier that he would be the guy that would magically pull 5 more laps out of the fuel tank. That's exactly what he needs as of right now, but I'm sure we'll save some fuel. We see kind of Joe on the pit road.
Yeah, I think I raced Johnny a few times. I think I want to say this is one of the worst kept secrets of fuel saving, but maybe not. Just find that fuel button and just constantly shut the car off under caution. That's gonna give you about 2 laps each caution. So if you're just really on that button most cautions and aware of it, it's pretty easy to save fuel on iRacing. And we got a shortened caution here, so we're gonna have to double them up and get that going green here.
Noah Brown was given the EOL, so he will head back to the grid. He's already there, fun fact, never mind. So we're gonna get ready to go here. Some drivers a little frustrated. Daniel Gore frustrated after the start with Nate Hall. An unfortunate situation he was put in. So nobody's really having a good time right now, but once we get green and we get some laps in, I'm sure everybody's going to be just fine. Dylan Thomas is going to lead us back to green. Matt Hackathorn will be on his outside. Pace truck is going to pull in just a second. There it goes, which means that it is now in the field. The field is now in the hands of Dylan Thomas. Jesus, I smell burnt toast. And we're going to go to restart. You know what happens when you have a stroke. Smell burnt toast is the whole thing. Anyways.
I have not. I believe you. I just never heard of that.
Matt Hackathorn is going to get to the bottom. He's going to block Dusty Dewar. Dusty Dewar is going to sit in the 3rd position. Matt Hackathorn goes to 2nd. Dylan Thomas is still your leader. Everybody is going to be trying to get around everybody else in the back there. We haven't really seen many guys move up with the invert. I think your biggest mover right now is James Miller. He's up 11 from 23rd to 12th.
Ooh, David Westergreen angry with somebody on the radio. Gotta see who.
Nate Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, understandable. I mean, to put in perspective, I can't say that driver 55 is comfortable out there, and I question why some people were allowed to race, and it's nothing against Nate. He's a great guy, but if you're not comfortable in an OSCA truck, you shouldn't be out here on the racetrack. And it's 2 restarts in a row where the 55 has played a factory. He started 7th. He didn't quite get going. He was on the bottom, and then he just tried to lift completely when there were trucks coming at him at full speed, caused David Westergreen to get in the back of him, and then he almost killed his teammate. Understandably, not happy, and I can't say that I blame him.
Yeah, and that unfortunately, as you kind of said there, that caused the 7 of Ray Bracey to get knocked sideways a little bit there, and both of them have lost tons of time. They're about 7+ seconds on the pack now, so not what South Shore wanted to see, and certainly not what either of those drivers wanted to see. But back here at the front, it's still Thomas and Hackathorn by about a 1/10.5 over the 04. That's actually quickly shrinking. The 04 has caught the 13. That's about still about a 10.5 actually, but that 04 had a pretty big draft down the straightaway, so he is there, and that's really the best. I would say there's a battle in a little bit further on back. There's a
gaggle.
3 wide battle, yeah. 3 wide, 3 rows deep, actually. 2 rows deep.
Austin Beers, Daniel Gore, Aaron Evans. They're going to be 3 wide. Help from Thomas Capuano and Austin Beers might have almost upsettled him. We're going to see them able to hang on to it. Aaron's going to move to the middle. He's almost going to turn himself off the nose of Thomas Capuano.
There's definitely contact there.
Yeah. I think the most ironic thing is when guys like clap back at somebody about not being able to do something and then almost wreck themselves off of the nose of somebody. couple laps later. It's kind of funny, but that's besides the point. I'm trying to be unbiased. It's not really working tonight, but it is what it is. Everybody's mad, including me. So we're struggling. A little bit further up the field, battle for the 9th position. It is James Miller and Zach Evans. Zach is just going to let that go, so he's going to tuck in there. Everybody else in your top 10, pretty cordial. A little bit of a gap between Matt Hackathorn and Dustin Dewar. And then Gilly's riding on his own. Patrick Hahey holding his own. Kynan Jones, Dallas Myhan. Santee is actually challenging Dallas just a little bit. Not quite, but he's there. That is for the 7th position. Everybody else really just biding their time. I mean, whether they're spread out because of incidents that happened or they're spread out because of trying to do some fuel saving. Looking at you, Johnny Eckert, I don't know if you're fuel saving. You probably aren't. But we've talked about it so much tonight that it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, let me...
He definitely is. I feel like I just heard him push the clutch in.
Yeah, can we get an onboard with a 90 here and see if we can figure that out? Because I gotta think that that driver is going to be fuel saving here. And there he is.
You'll avert your eyes to the RPM or to the odometer there.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Just a little bit, yeah. About at the end of the straightaway, so that's quintessential Johnny Eckert there too. Just saving fuel, and it's going to be a tough task to save 5 laps of green, or 5 laps of under green here at Indy, because that's 10 miles, right? So I think he's still going to have to pit, but he might be doing a thing where he just has to take a little bit less gas, on his stop.
2 trucks have just pitted. 2 TMR teammates, Matt Hackathorn and James Miller, they pit, ironically, with 16 to go. Or, sorry, 12 to go. So, they can make it. No, 14. Dude, I'm doing the same thing I told you to do earlier, Carlos. I read 24, it's 26. I'm sorry, okay? There's a lot going on. There's a lot of numbers.
14 to go.
I'm struggling. 14 to go. Match is hard.
15 to go. It says it right here.
Okay. Listen, man.
You know what?
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
I don't really.
All right, well,
you don't have to do math. Don't flex, especially when you're wrong. Now it's 14 to go because the leaders are crossing the line.
I'm not flexing. That hasn't been there the whole time.
Yeah,
okay?
we know you're not flexing. We can tell.
Listen, man. If I find my way to Florida, I will slap the shit out of you.
Right. Well, there's an OSCA race happening on track here in Indianapolis. Ooh, but the battle between 41 and 73 there. That's for P5 on track currently. Kynan Jones and Myhan, they're very close. Actually, that's looking for a second to be a 3-wide battle in turn number 3, but Santee decided much better of it to then make that move, and he's going to go ahead and make it around that 73 of Kynan Jones anyway, so move him up to the P6.
That is all for the 5th position, sorry, with Dallas Myhan, but you see Kynan Jones headed down to pit road. So on board with Santee here. Hopefully a little bit more calm with the wheel this week. He's not having to work it on a road course.
Not jerking it?
Something I've always noticed about Santee, when you look on his onboard, look how much his wheelbase moves on whatever it's mounted to. It'd be a little uncanny to me having that much movement in the wheelbase, but he's doing all right with it.
A whole bunch of turbulence.
Absolutely. You put some aerodynamics on that thing so that he can keep it pinned down a little bit.
Be a lot more aerodynamic because of his mouth.
Hey, man. As somebody who also has that issue.
Well, no,
it's
you
not
stick
fun.
your tongue out, so that's like a little bit of a pointy end. So that makes it a little more aerodynamic.
On board.
I don't.
Stop.
Oh!
Ooh. I think he got it down to pit speed there. It just closed up on the 41 a little bit. I think the 41 is actually a little bit slow.
He's just doing good promo. He just knew that we were on board, and he's just shouting out where we are right now. If you're watching this, you're on the 3xTV channel, so we appreciate you tuning in and spending your night with us, watching some OSCA action.
Going to be cycling through pit stops here for the next couple laps. I'd assume about 2 or 3 laps. We should see everybody come in. So currently Dylan Thomas, the leader over Dustin Dewar. He's got about a second and a quarter over that 32 truck. He's scooted away just a little bit. But got to think that those trucks that pitted first, if they take tires, which I think think everybody looks like they are going to be.
Oh.
Probably going to get the advantage on tires. Somebody in the wall back there. That was
That was Aaron Evans.
that was Aaron Evans. Yeah, on the 48.
We have another herd coming to pit road. Dylan Thomas, Gilly, Zach Evans, Noah Brown, Ray Bracey. I would have to believe David Westergreen. Also coming to pit road. He does not. He will stay out. So that's about 4 more trucks.
Trying to see what kind of strategies people are on. Looks like Beers and Gore are on a similar strategy here. They are have not pitted yet, but they're about 3 seconds behind. They might be saving some fuel or something like that.
Well, let's see. Curious about Mr. Johnny Eckert,
He's the 8th.
who so he is in the 8th spot.
Around goes at 27.
Adam Taylor.
Crushes out.
Eckert's in it. If that wasn't the most commentator curse thing of all time, I don't
Eckert's gonna be okay,
actually
though.
know what is.
Thomas
Taylor was
Capiano.
actually pitting.
Yeah, Thomas Capiano must not have heard and just ran through him. So, unfortunate there.
The pace car
To
truck's
be
drifting.
fair, to Peeler though, he was still in the middle of the corner when he started slowing down for pit entry.
I don't know if he was really slowing down. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you really shouldn't start slowing down until you're past that first line. The first line that corners off of out of view here. I still think that's probably Thomas's fault just for not having a heads up, but I think Peeler could have taken that just a little bit further down the racetrack. But yeah, I think tough break for Eckert. I mean, that kind of just takes away his entire strategy he was doing, being involved in that.
Yeah, nowhere for him. I mean, really, nowhere for him
He's
to go.
gonna be
I mean,
okay,
he
though.
walked up as soon as he saw. Yeah, it looked like the front end damage kind of popped back out. But
Best case scenario for what happened, really. I mean, when there's a car wrecking on the front stretch in Indy, I kind of go back to what was it, like 2018, that like big
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
crap
It's
show
like-
race where
Oh, yeah.
Casey Kane won, and there was like a few wrecks on the front stretch where people just plowed into cars at like 150 plus, and it was really bad.
That helmet cam of Kurt Busch when he went on that crash. was
Yeah, that
shocking.
specific one, that was bad.
pretty terrifying.
That was bad. Yeah, that hurts to watch. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, now knowing that he had to retire due to concussions, it's like, wow. I wonder why.
Something that this does do for Matt Hackathorn and James Miller, they pitted. So they pitted early. They will now cycle to P2 and P3 with Dylan Thomas, who had already pitted. So he's going to stay out and take the lead. So pretty good for them. They were the earliest pitters, so I don't know how that's really going to fare for them tire-wise. And I said it was going to be P2 and P3. Hackathorn is the leader. Dylan Thomas goes to second, so they're going to have him in a sandwich. No, not a Timmy sandwich. They're not repping the Timmy's trucks, both of them.
If it was
By the
last
way,
week, it would be applicable.
looking back at it, watching quick shifts today, it wasn't as much to throw me off as I felt like it was, because they had similarities but also differences in those two trucks last week. So while the same, still very different.
Listen, I wasn't going to say anything.
Huh?
Nothing. Aaron Jones in the access road. Might just be a flare thing.
Yeah, he did it earlier too, and I don't really know why. We're not really in fuel saving mode now. I mean, it's 9 to go. Everybody can make it.
Feels like a
Just
flat
like to
track
kick up
mostly.
the little marbles.
So we get a look through your grid here, looking at your biggest movers of the night. James Miller started 23rd. He's in second. On the IRC scoring, he's second. That's not true. He's third. IRC scoring really bugged out because last time across the line, Dylan Thomas was sixth. He's obviously second, so that's a little odd. But looking at everything else, Noah Brown, 20th. He is now in the 4th spot. So he's up 16. So we see Johnny Eckert back down pit road. Look at who else we got here. That actually, the Adam Peeler spin was bad for me that time because I picked Adam Peeler, so maybe I shouldn't have.
Yeah, actually. Oh, I picked Gore for this one. And he's not really. I wonder if he has damage or something, or just got caught out in strategy because he's not really made any spots up from where he started. Started in 9th, running in B15 currently for your points leader, and I think probably still going to be leading the points if he finishes there going into the chase off.
Hey, somebody said the line.
Somebody told Tom to keep quiet.
Somebody told Tom to keep quiet, and it was David Westergreen.
Hey.
And shout out to Tim. Tim, if you're watching, buddy, we miss you. I hope everything's well. I miss you, Pookie. Arrgh.
You miss his what?
I miss him, Pookie. I miss ya, Pookie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I call him Pookie.
No, that's fine. I misheard what you said, but no, we're all good.
That is a term of endearment for old McIntitties here, okay? Alright, we got way too quiet after I said that.
Yeah, I'm not.
Not touching that one?
No.
Yeah, I
Wash
wouldn't
my
either.
hands.
Anyways, field is in the hands of Thorn, bringing us back to the restart zone. Pace truck is in. We're going to see a old-fashioned restart here. Thorn's going to clean him up. We're going to get to the end of the restart zone. He's going to get a huge jump. His teammate James Miller's going to get going as well. Dylan Thomas struggles just a little bit. He's going to back up into Noah Brown. They are both going to be clear down to the bottom if they want it, and they will both take it. So top 4, almost top 5. Top 5 now, top 6 now. Single file, make that top 7. First battle's going to be for the 8th spot.
Oh, trouble in the back.
We're wrecking.
71 on Carpenter.
No caution.
Didn't actually see what happened to him. I think he just got he slid up in the 21 of Thomas Capuano there a little bit. Got a little bit pushed loose or whatever you want to call that. And
Adam
just,
no show again.
Yep. No caution though. We're still green here. So currently a battle between the TMR teammates of Hackathorn and Miller at the front. With Dylan Thomas not too far behind. Dylan Thomas actually has been one of the strongest trucks all race. Got up there as a result of the invert, but has not lost that track position. There's Santiago Guerri. Ooh, some of the trucks in the wall. I think that was both Thomas and Brown got in the wall there. Santiago in 5th place. A lot of these trucks are hitting the wall at turn number 2. I think it's pretty tight. Yep, here's the battle.
Almost 3 wide. They're gonna. Oh, no, Brown in the back of Dylan Thomas. So late look there. Everybody hold on to it. I was gonna get him again.
Dylan all sorts of out of shape there.
Noah's gonna get a little free underneath him.
Oh, this is gonna be a wreck here. One of these trucks is gonna end up in the wall if they keep doing that.
What the? Okay, I just saw the guy on Carlos' screen.
Yeah. I had to take a double take too.
That scared the shit out of me. Oh, God. Oh, okay, we're good. I'm alive. That's a video game. All right, we're 2 wide further back behind these guys. I would assume a pass will be made shortly, whether it's clean or not. I don't know.
Ooh.
Oh, please boost. Thomas Capuano.
Capuano again. He's had an interesting race.
Here in turn 3, turn 4 is going to be the Dave Hug camera. Let's see Dave Hug's angle seat here. Hold on. There it is. Dave Hug holding the camera here for this angle shot.
Heck yeah. Let's go, Dave. Shouts out, Dave.
All right, thank you, Dave, because I now have to pay the man.
A little bit of a scuffle there when Thomas Capuano got loose. Johnny Eckert might have said something to Zach. Zach queued up and said, "Why are you mad at me for? He was the one that hit you." I don't know what happened. But Zach Evans being the king of iRacing, or at least OSCA, mic clips this season. Love to see it. I don't love it when Zach gets mad, but when he gets mad, he says funny things. So, thank you, Zach.
Yeah, I was having to go back and watch that because it was Eckert and Capuano that got into each other. Zach Evans is kind of an instant bystander. I mean, it's kind of like the Zach Evans place to be in most OSCA races, to be watching the shenanigans from a little bit afar and sometimes getting in it when you didn't want to be. So I'll have to assume we'll see something more after the race from that driver, but a little bit of a skirmish further on in the back. It's still between those drivers we were mentioning. Eckert, Zach Evans is back there, Westergreen back there as well. Thomas Capuano has fallen off a little bit. He's back there in P19.
Oh, Jake Scarborough ran him!
Ooh,
Scarborough
wow.
hooks him!
That's a big wreck. Wow. All right. Well, we'll have to see what happened there, because that looked like it started about 500 feet before it actually ended.
David Westergreen.
Not Jake Scarborough.
Ooh, wow. So Jake got a little bit nerfed sideways there, and then he ends up collecting the 48.
Either the 48 came up on the exit of the corner and clipped 77, or there was some net code. Didn't have the best angle.
Yeah.
Let's see, 48 gets tight. Net code for
48
sure.
definitely got into him. Yeah.
And there was going to be contact. There was going to be contact regardless. I just think the net code made it worse.
Yeah, because the way that netcode works, for those at home that are maybe new or wondering what's going on, there's that little bit of a bubble that you saw there, and the way that it acts as if the car is much closer than it actually is. So it acted as if the 48 had moved up about a lot quicker than he did, and clobbered the 77, and the 77 had literally nothing to do. And while there wasn't actually contact made, iRacing deemed there was. So hence why we are under caution here, and another green-white checkered.
We'll have to see what race control says about that. I firmly do believe there would have been contact. I just don't think it would have been as aggressive.
Vic did declare it was netcode.
Yeah, it was already called.
Oh, okay, all right.
That was a fairly open and closed door for him. So also we did not get any word on who was locked out, who was locked in after half one. So it's going to be a little interesting to see what's going to happen.
All right, where did
With all of
Darren's
that.
staff restart on that last restart in the sprint race?
On the last restart in the sprint race, well, I can tell you. Let me go back and look. Hopefully my racing doesn't have a problem. In the fifth position.
Fifth position. That's where Santi is. We've seen Santi make some very aggressive
This is
moves
true.
on these restarts.
Santi also, something that we did talk about, even though it was a fun trip and it wasn't OSCA related, we did talk about how last season Santi had some bad luck in the playoffs, and before the playoffs though he was doing really good. I mean, he won some races, and it kind of fell apart on him. But these last couple weeks, we've seen Santi kind of, in a way, in his own way, he's kind of locked back in and really had some good runs. I mean, you look at where were we before Watkins Glen?
Talladega?
We were Talladega. Yep.
So, I mean, yeah, he did good at Talladega. He had a good run there. He had a very good run at Watkins Glen, obviously. And I mean, just doing things that he needs to put himself in a good spot. He was 13th. Now he's 10th in the points. Obviously, a really good F1. I mean, he finished 11th there, but he ran better. And I mean, right now he's restarting from the 5th spot. As Carlos mentioned, Darren was there. Santi's there now. The 09 and 04 noted old tires. Noah Brown, I believe, a little bit better. Dylan Thomas is he's been up there. He's fighting for the championship. He's had some good runs. He was a winner at Talladega.
Those
As
are
you
the
can
lap
actually see
old
the
tires.
tire data here. So, yeah, about 4-lap older tires for the 04 and the 09 on the Noah Brown and Dylan Thomas side. Right now, those two, Noah Brown, Dylan Thomas, they have the best tires of the top 7 by about a lap to 4 laps. Bojo, 10 laps on his tires. It was his second stop. Beers, he's got 8 on his. That was his second stop. Tynan Jones runs out the top 10. He is 12 laps on his tires. So it's going to be a toss-up. I don't know what's going to happen. I think maybe we've seen these guys, Cam, learn from Dusty throwing a rough block. And maybe I don't think we see that egregious of one. But, I mean, this is OSCA. This is the second half, and there's chase-off bursts on the line. So who knows?
I don't know if this was brought up.
Yeah.
Excuse me if it was, but this is the first attempt at a green-white checker.
I think I mentioned it was green-white checker. I don't think I mentioned it was the first of 2.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
No, you're all good.
Something that's going to help those TMR trucks that have have a little bit older tires is the fact that we've had about 6, 7 laps of caution in that span. So they have 14 laps on the tires, but only about 8, 9, maybe 10 green flag laps. So I think by the end of this race, their tires are going to be pretty much past their use by date. So going to be interesting to see here, and I think those 2 trucks in that second row, Thomas and Brown, both very, very aggressive drivers, not afraid to stuff their nose into any hole that exists on the racetrack anywhere. So I think this is going to be a very aggressive restart because they do have the newest tires and they do have a shot to win here.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't count out Austin Beers, who is, again, in that back row of the top 10. He's starting 9th. There's 2 laps here, and Austin Beers can make a run out of anything. So don't count him out. Don't count anybody in the top 10 out because we don't know what's going to happen. But nonetheless, we're about to fire off into turn 1 with James Miller, Matt Hackathorn on the front row, Noah Brown, Dylan Thomas, second row, third row, Santiago and Dallas, 4th, Darren Staff and Ray Bracey, 5th, Kynan Jones, Austin Beers. Restart zone now. Matt Hackathorn's going to get us going. Dylan Thomas with a huge shot to him. He's going to be on his bumper. We're going to have a 3-car breakaway here as we head to turn 1 for
Nate Hall's messing up in the back.
Oh, no. And Adam Peeler was making that.
Well, farther up at the front, it was a good restart for the TMR trucks. 04 of Hackathorn and 09 of Miller. It looks like they timed it a little bit. Miller actually took the low side. Hackathorn on the high side. Somebody in the
back.
wall. 77 of
Caution.
Oh, well, that's the 48 of Aaron Evans. The 77 of Scarborough was in the wall, and then it is again.
Unfortunate again for the 48.
It's actually the same 2 trucks again, the 48 and the 77.
Yeah.
Not really sure why they didn't learn their lesson the first time and just
That's some
stay
more
away from
net
each
code.
other. Yeah. I wouldn't say that's netcode. Those 2 trucks were going to run into each other regardless.
Oh, 48 got
That's-
twitchy when he found out there was somebody in a truck on the outside.
That's just 2 drivers that didn't figure out the first time they didn't need to be near each other on the racetrack. So unfortunate for everyone involved, especially the leaders, because that had really no reason to happen. But hopefully we'll get a shortened caution here and be able to finish the race out.
So another audio clip there from Zach Evans that I would have to imagine might make quick shifts if we have one this week. If you haven't seen quick shifts, be sure again, support Bojo, everything he does. He does a fantastic job on quick shifts, and you guys obviously hear us every week, but you don't get to normally hear, everything that the drivers say unless we say what they say. So be sure to check that out. If you think listening to us call the race is any bit exciting, which God bless you if you think so, because we're just 3 loons who sit up here and have fun and crack jokes and say things that aren't PG and would probably get us fired if we worked for NASCAR.
Let me tell you about the France family. That's fired
Yeah.
right there immediately.
Yet gone.
So, you think we can finish it out here? Think we can?
I would hope so,
Would you
man.
agree?
You know, I mean, these guys have done a decent enough job of making good racing happen, and I would hope that maybe, just maybe, we could have a good finish here before we send them off into the chase-offs, and we put on a good show, hopefully for the next 4 weeks. I believe it's 4 weeks. It could be 5. I think it's 4, though. I think I was right. And then we can just forget that this race ever happened.
Well, that is a idea for sure. So just a little quick recap. We got some time here in the caution. Next week we have Charlotte, and then the rest of our playoffs, ASOF championship round, it's going to be Charlotte, Circuit de Villeneuve in Montreal, New Hampshire, and then Nashville to close out the season. So nice little variety of tracks, Ty, and I believe it's I heard this on the pre-race. An elimination after each race?
Yeah, so I believe it is 3 to 4. I believe the number of eliminations is 4 after each race, and we will have our final, I guess it's 5. But wow. Brain.
Brother!
Hey now, dude. Okay, it's been a long day. We're struggling up here. We're rambling. We're talking about things that we don't even really know about yet. You think we know what the playoff format? I'm losing it up here. Okay, it's bad. Find me. Take my pay. Whatever. Okay. People have come up here and said, all right. What was it, Darren? Within 3 seconds of 2 sentences, dropped 2 bad words. Okay, but I believe the number is 4. 4 eliminations every race. Which would get us to 5, I think. 4.
And I just want to bring this up too. A little quick OSCA fun fact. We went into tonight's round of the championship. So I'm gonna say we went into tonight's round of the championship without knowing what our playoff format was going to be. That actually was not announced yet. Still, I mean, you kind of not really know what's happening, right? You kind of know what's happening, but not entirely. I think we just know that eliminations are happening, and we know that how many are going to happen, but really nothing else pertinent to the championship that's coming up.
So last attempt at a green-white checker. We're already in the backstretch here. And question to you guys: do you guys think that these guys are going to make it to see the white flag?
Honestly, no. I'm sorry.
I was hoping so. That's why I asked Ty, but I don't think.
I don't know. I made my answer a little longer earlier because I'm just trying to keep talking so we don't have dead air. Because there's a lot going on. It's been a long night. But I don't know. I would hope so, but I don't think so.
It's only 2.5 miles, though. So.
Well, I mean, when we started the first race, we didn't even make it the quarters, so I'm not very confident. And that was when we had 14 laps to go. We have 2. So, anticipation of this restart, way up. Guys getting a little angry, also way up. This is going to be lap 32. We take the flag on here. James Miller, Matt Hackathorn there, your front row still. Hackathorn's going to get a good jump. James Miller did not. They're going to be side by side for second. Noah Brown, James Miller. Behind them, Dylan Thomas, Ray Bracey. Austin Beers shoving Bojo way out. Huge check up on the outside lane.
Almost a contact between the 09 and the 65. I think they're going to be clean there off of turn number 2, a little bit further on back. I think everybody's trying to run into each other, but I think we all kept it clean. Their staff. Ooh, that was almost a move there on the 65. We've seen history between these two before. Last season it was Chicagoland, I believe. Contact.
Oh, Dylan Thomas in the wall.
Ooh.
Out front it is all Matt Hackathorn. He's going to take the white flag. Oh, Austin Beers gets turned by Daniel
Whoa.
Gore.
That's going to be a big one. Yeah, 71 involved. 99 of Gilly, 55 of Patrick Hahey. They're still wrecking in turn number 1. Jesus Christ, that was all right, well, we got some.
Well, we made it to the white. That's what matters. We can go home now. Not really.
Yep. And so far, it's all Matt Hackathorn. He's got about a full half straightaway lead on the next car, and that's the 09 of James Miller, who was able to get around the 65 of Noah Brown. He had some issues through 1 and 2. Slow car. Oh, 04 Hackathorn. He's slow. I think he might have ran out of gas. So out of turn number 4, it's going to be the 09 of James Miller weaving his truck. Does he have enough? I think just enough. Across the bricks he goes, and there's Noah Brown to finish second, Dylan Thomas third. But what a heartbreak for the 04 of Hackathorn. I think he ran out of gas.
That is, wow. I mean, hey, he ran out of gas last week too, but he still held on a second. So, like, if you think about it, he at least, well, no, there's no.
Damn, you got to talk to your crew chiefs, man. You can't have this happening 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Oh, is there some retaliation?
Yeah, what's going on there?
I don't know what I saw, but I know Vic frowns against contact post-race, except for when it's celebrating with the leader, but I think Dallas Myhand is also out of gas. 21 might be out of gas.
Yeah, he's out. So is the 09. The 09 is officially out of gas.
No victory burnouts from James Miller.
Oh, while that is over, if we could get a look, obviously I know that this is a little late here, Carlos, but the incident between Daniel Gore and Austin Beers after the white flag, well, for them it was before the start finish. It looked like Beers maybe just went to make a move and just wasn't really able to get clear, but nonetheless, that's what started that huge accident. I'm kind of still curious on every truck that was involved. I know that there might have been 2 separate incidents, but we had one cluster on that incident, and then we got to 1 and 2, and the 48 was backwards for some reason, which I'm curious how that happened. But James Miller doing a little bit of burnout. He's got a little bit of gas. He said he was out, but unless
I think he's out now.
That was it. He had one hoorah.
Their staff plenty of fuel. No, well, no, he still has gas.
Darren probably pitted a little late.
Darren's been doing this in his dreams for years now. All right, okay, I got the replay queued up. I believe this is a replay. Almost took air.
So yeah, I mean, Austin Beers obviously damaged. Went to the grass. There's Aaron Evans sitting there. Get an overhead look at it.
Yeah,
Beers just
down.
tried to tuck in. Not enough room
Yeah.
there. He goes flying around. Oh, Dave. Gilly.
I think Beers just wasn't really clear there.
Yeah, I mean, he just went for a hole that wasn't there, and then 48 got involved by trying to speed around it, and then turned himself on the nose of Austin Beers. But get a look at it here from Beers' perspective. Gonna try to tuck in here. Yeah, no. Went to tuck, there wasn't enough room, and got turned for it. Patrick K, he was sneaking by.
He was going for it. Unfortunately, caused this huge crash.
Oh, he went for it. That's for sure.
All right, well, we're going to get some interviews here in a moment. Carlos, I was going to ask you a question.
Yo!
We can get Darren up here in a sec. Do you want to interview him?
No! I just want to sit
Alright.
back and smile. That's all I want to do.
I'll do.
All right.
I will take the Darren Staff interview, and you can take the James Miller interview. That way, Carlos isn't biased, and you still get to talk to your driver there.
That's completely fine. I was gonna be okay with it either way, so
He's still.
I'm
In
gonna
the
go
record.
ahead and get this on the.
He is not going to get off
record.
track anytime soon. I can tell you that.
He's up here. All right, let's get him in the booth. Darren, it's type in the booth, buddy. You got a copy, sir.
Yeah, I do.
Well, buddy, congratulations. We were talking to you, and this has been coming for a long time. We were finally in the catbird seat. You were in the right spot, and you were able to get OSCA win number 1. And what momentum, what better way to carry momentum into the playoffs, or the chase-off, sorry, than to win here at Indy and have a good night and still end up with a top 5, or, well, just outside of the top 5 and half number 2. And you're already celebrating with a Mountain Dew. Is that a live wire?
No, this is I think the limited edition Baja flavor for the summer.
Oh, so tell us about your night, man, and how you're wanting to carry this into the playoffs. I keep calling it the playoffs. I don't know. I work here.
Yeah, so I saw everyone at least half one there. I saw everyone pit. And I was kind of like, if they pit in front of me, I'm going with 2. And I'll take the chance. And as we're going down, I was really nervous about taking 2, since I hardly ever take 2 in races. I just think it's too much of a risk that the left sides are just going to screw you over. But I took the chance. It ended up working out. Because then I can't tell if it was Beers who, I think it was Dewar who just blocked him all the way down to the bottom, and they wrecked. But pretty much there, I kept my cool, because I knew that Beers was really the only one that was on good tires that probably could have won that race easily. So I entered 3 there, 3 wide. I went a little earlier, knowing I had the fresher tires, and took the bottom and was on from there. Half 2, I don't know. I don't know how half 2 was. I just thought it was, I just tried to make up positions where I could, starting from dead last. I didn't know we were starting dead last there, but started, but just made my way up, and what was it, 6th?
Yeah.
So all around, I will 100% take a night like this, heading into the chase-offs. My goal in half 1 was to just lock myself in, so then I was going to be calm in half 2, and I think first place definitely made that happen.
Yeah, we haven't really had official numbers from Vic. It was one thing that was kind of weird, but with how tight everything was, I kind of expected that it was going to be a little rough. You guys have been like all over each other all season, so you made Vic probably have to work really hard, and I'm sure we might not even have answers for who's in the playoffs after this, but you were definitely in there. I think you were ninth. You were the guy, one of the last guy that could win the regular season title, and with some struggles from Daniel and from Beers, I would have to imagine that there's probably somebody else atop the standings right now, maybe. But nonetheless, obviously we mentioned the chase-offs. How do you feel going into them? I mean, it's a weird format. Every week there's eliminations, and it's unprecedented.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously going to be a little nerve-wracking, but at the end of the day, I completed a goal that I've been wanting to do for many seasons now tonight. And so I think I'm gonna try my best. I know that there's a lot of good guys out in this field, but but knowing my year so far and how we've done, I would fair to say I would give myself a fair shot at the title if the chance comes. So guess we'll see entering the playoffs.
All right, buddy.
Whatever.
Before we let you go, anybody want to shout out? And Carlos, if you want to get a word in here, buddy, feel free.
Yeah, so first, again, Carlos, RK, for giving me the opportunity a long time ago. Glad that he's been willing to keep me around. Sponsor on the car and for the truck the past a couple races. Accelerated Cloud, my dad's company, that he's been trying to build up as of recently. And I guess Mountain Dew, even though they don't give me money, I wish they did. And just everyone racing, everyone in the field, for at least giving me the opportunity to have a win like this.
Hey, Darren, can I say real quick? I just wanted to say congrats as well. Because I believe when I won the championship, that was like your first or like one of your very first seasons. So,
First full time, because
Yeah.
I started in 23A, but it was only on a part time, and then I took over for the 87. But yeah, that was my first full time season.
yeah, you're pretty rough around the edges back then, but you've gotten so much better, and you're very solid now. So,
Yeah, thank you.
huge congrats. It's been coming for a long time, and you're definitely gonna get some more. So go get them.
Yeah, thank you, Cam.
All right, buddy.
And,
Well, let's celebrate.
I'll have one small say. It's like, Darren, I've been cheering you on for years now. At this point, I've always wanted to see you get that first victory, and because of you now, the RKM Twitter is gonna have to come back to life, and we're gonna have a new number on that win list.
Yep, and I finally get the banner for once. That's all I care about. I thought
you get the banner. That's right.
I thought for sure my luck was just gonna be I got it, and then next thing you know, like some miracle Dallas was gonna pull out of his hand and win. I was ready for it, and I was gonna be like, well, I had it for like an hour, then it left.
Hey man, that's your teammate. That's your teammate you're talking about.
Well, hey, I do wish him hopes. I mean, with the night he had, I'm hoping that he made the playoffs or chase-offs or whatever they're called. Yeah, no, I thought knowing my luck he was gonna take the banner back, but we got it. So I guess the RK Twitter is coming back to life, and I have to make sure to get pictures tonight.
Yeah, please
I
get
missed that
photos.
twice now. I was about to say, what is that, 2 weeks in a row? I think I missed them.
All right, buddy. Well, we're gonna let you go celebrate, enjoy it, take it in. Same thing I told Bojo, and I mean Bojo had a really good night tonight. Once you win one, you kind of unlock. I can speak for that. Ended up winning back-to-back weeks, and it was kind of insane. So do it. Go win next week, and submit yourself as a title threat, buddy.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for the broadcast.
All right, that was Darren Staff, half one winner, and I believe Cam is gonna get Mr. Dylan Thomas third place for half number 2.
Sure do. Dylan Thomas, you got a copy?
10-4.
All right. Well, tale of two halves tonight for you. First half, qualified near the back, ran near the back, got involved in a wreck near the back. Overall, kind of a blah half. Second half, you used the invert to your advantage. Got the track position, kept the track position, fought for the win. Looked like you might have been up there in the running, and got home with a P3 finish in half number 2. Tell us about your half tonight.
First half, I'm trying to readjust to running on a monitor. My computer, since the iRacing update, has decided no. So, been trying to get used to that. And second half, I felt good, led a bunch of laps, and screwed myself on a restart.
Well, I know that feeling, but gotta feel good to get a good points tonight. At least there in half number 2. You up here in the top 5 in points. I think I want to say 4th or 5th, but don't quote me on that. Heading into tonight, got the chase-off starting, and we're going to. I literally said this just like 5 minutes ago. Charlotte next week. How you feel about that one?
Feel like Charlotte's gonna be good. I like a track where you can run multiple grooves, so feel good about that. Like tonight, you had a couple. Well, no, you didn't, but feel good about Charlotte, and yeah.
All right, well, before we let you go tonight, are there any shout-outs you want to give us?
I gotta thank Banks Designs for giving me a good ride, and Vic for putting this deal on. It's been fun, and that's about it.
All right, sounds good. Thank
Also,
you.
I got one more thing.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I would like to nominate myself for worst interview of the year.
Hey, you know what? It's the flip. It's okay. Halifax did a great job, by the way. I'm glad you're back here in one piece.
Yeah, yeah. Well, can we just bring that up a little bit? What your skull is somewhere in between turn 2 and 3. Probably near turn like turn 2, where you kind of hit the wall and flipped, and you got to have a little bit of a concussion there, or something. Tell me you took a Tylenol.
That was one hell of a hit. I had 9 minutes of damage, and in turn 2, the truck decided we're not turning anymore. So we smacked the wall and then went to Pakistan.
I think Ty and I up in the booth were kind of dying because the camera cut we saw you hit the wall, and then we saw nothing, and then we saw you flipping.
Yeah, so you were in the distance. You were there, you were gone, and then you come flying in, and we see your roof number, if that says anything. So I think Pakistan is a valid spot to say that that's where you went. But I'm glad you're back either way. Oh, I can't breathe.
Yeah, that was a hell of a hit. Took the care flight to Halifax, and then flew back to Indy, and was able to make the second half. So we're good.
All right, buddy. Well, I'm glad you're all right. Gabe, if you got anything else for him.
Just don't let the pilot or whoever else know that there is a medical center much closer than down in Daytona Beach to Indy. But if you want to go to Halifax, maybe you need the flight hours, or whoever's flying needs the flight hours.
I mean,
who knows?
It's the best place to go.
I like how it's
There you
always
go.
Halifax, no matter where we are. It's like, oh, we're going to Halifax.
Yeah, you're like,
Thank
he
Ryan Gavel.
he crashed at Spa. He's going to Halifax. Like,
Thank Ryan Gavel for that. All right, buddy.
But
Well,
I
we'll
mean-
let you celebrate.
All right, thank y'all.
Celebrate being alive and finishing third, because it's a miracle. All right, well, we now have second place in half number 2. Oh, I'm trying to regain myself after talking to the medical miracle that is Dylan Thomas for being alive after half 1. Noah Brown, it's time to finish the booth. Do you have a copy?
You got
Sorry,
I
we
got
just talked to Dylan, who, I don't know if you know, started an OSCA space program in half number 1. But,
He did not
buddy,
start the
you
OSCA
needed
Space
a-
program.
Okay, yeah, there's been a number of guys. I mean, Rocket Man, Seth Rawls, that was a whole nother thing. But you needed a good night tonight, and I would say a fifth and a second, with everything that happened, I would say that you have definitely picked it up for yourself. And I don't know. I mean, I would have to imagine that you are still eligible for the playoffs, because I don't think you missed but one race. No?
negatory. I missed 2 races.
Ruh-roh. All right. Well, either way, I believe you still get fight for the best of the rest, which you're definitely somebody that I think is in there well with the shot. So walk us through your night and how you plan to tackle the next 4 weeks.
I just drove the truck. I was just there to have fun, and I made it work. That's about it.
All right. You know, sometimes it's all it takes.
I'm Noah Brown, and I just work here.
That's my mentality all night.
That's my catchphrase. That's all I say at work, man. I just work here.
You know, I say it at home. Nobody gets it, but I'm glad somebody else does. So obviously, your teammates. I mean, you guys ran. I think it was 1, 3, 4, 5 for most of the sprint there, and then up and down nights. I know Daniel had some struggles with people not really taking off on the restarts, but overall, I mean,
What?
well, that was one of them, but that wasn't the one that I was talking about. Anyways,
You know, not.
how do
saying
you?
names.
Hey, I'm unbiased up here. I'm lying. For next 4 weeks, different situation for your teammates, but for you, how do you plan on attacking it? You just going for wins? You just trying to have some fun?
Trying to stay PR friendly. I'm just gonna drive.
There you
And
go.
we'll be there. We'll be there for the ride, and maybe get best of the rest, and maybe some team points.
There you go.
See what happens.
All right, buddy. Well, any shout outs you want to give before we let you go back and celebrate and be PR friendly?
Shout out to Hendrick Toyota of Wilmington for selling me a new car.
There you go.
That's about
All
it.
right. Well, not even his teammates. Noah Brown, you're at 18 finisher in the feature. All right, and I believe Cam is standing by. Maybe he's deafened right now.
He's standing by
Maybe.
attention. I think
No,
he's good
definitely
to go
knows
if you bring
now.
him up.
He's here.
I brought him up. Hey. Driver.
Someone on iRacing, ping him a message.
Yell at him. Hey, we got 10 bits up here. Come on now. Free coffee and cookies. I know it would have got my. Never mind. Like I said, I've already dropped enough bomb. I can't do it anymore.
All right, I'll pretend to be
looking at
James. I'll pretend to be James. You guys interview me.
All right, James. So, you won the feature tonight. How are you feeling?
Tired.
Pinged him in bit.
There he is.
Ah!
There
Tired.
we go.
I won the race, and there's no
Oh.
10 bits here. Oh, hey,
My bad. I didn't hear I get moved over.
Well, I'm going to assume you have a copy. So we interviewed Noah. We interviewed Dylan Thomas. They both brought us a box of 10 words, and they were not going to give us a word more than what they had. So I know you're going to give us more than that tonight. I know you're going to give us more than 10. Pretty consistent run, a P2 and half number 1 and a half, or a P1 and half number 2. I think that's, well, isn't your thing to win half 1 and then like be bad in half 2?
Hey, that was old me. This is new me.
All right, well,
F2.
tell us about new you. Tell us about you tonight.
Well, terrible qualifying effort. That really stunk. I was quite worried that was going to be a pain. And then we got the yellow. I don't know what lap. It doesn't really matter. But then half the field pitted, which was a bold strat. I was very surprised by that. I was like, well, I'll just stay out, get all this track position. And then, restart wreck. It was getting a little crazy with Dewar and Beers wrecking each other on the front stretch. Somehow avoided that. And then, just got caught out by Darren with the... Did I just call him Darren? My bad. Jeez. He wins his first race and I call him Darren? Yikes. That's awkward. But his 2 tires, obviously, I had nothing for it and overdrove turn 3 and pushed the 90 truck up, which, it happens. And then we started second to dead last. And I was like, okay, let's just go back to the front again. And Hack and I had a great pit strat until Thomas decided to run everybody over. It's always your teammates, but I spun out and Homestead on pit exit, so who am I to say anything? And we were just trying to fight to stay up front every restart, which we were doing good. The last restart, Noah got a really good jump and passed me, and then sent it into the wall. So I got past him again. I unfortunately I knew Hack was a little short on fuel again. I don't know. He did the auto fuel when we pitted at lap 11. Or I put in full fuel, so he was just tight on fuel with all the restarts, which is unfortunate. I was hoping we could get enough, but